Hey everybody, welcome to my first video. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for clicking on the video. Um, Hopefully you enjoyed the video to some extent. I'm not a big video maker, so I don't know how entertaining or informative this video will be, but I thought I'd just create this video to introduce myself. My name is Kyle. I'm 25 years old. I've been investing for about 2 years, so I'm still relatively early into the process. And I thought I'd create a YouTube channel to show my progress and hopefully be able to check back in on time to time and just check out my progress and see how I'm doing. Hopefully I also get to meet and talk to some people, so feel free to drop a comment about the video, about anything really. If you have any ideas or strategies, I'd love to hear them. So the goal of my channel, like I said, is just to be more of a progress. Maybe I'll do monthly updates, show sort of financial progress, and like for example maybe do some paycheck budget videos, or I'll show net worth updates or what sort of investments I'm making on a weekly basis. I'm gonna go over my Roth IRA strategy in this video. Before I do that, just to give some backstory on what kind of investor I am, I used to be mainly a single stock investor and I was targeting dividends. I kind of went through that dividend hype phase that I'm sure everybody sort of hears about at first, and then I kind of started thinking about what my true financial goals are, and I decided to mainly just convert and stick into ETFs and total stock market ETFs specifically, and be more of a invest and kind of chill person where I just invest a certain percentage of my paycheck and then let the market do its thing, let compounding interest do its thing, and hopefully 20 to 30 years from now I'm sitting on a nice little nest egg. My main stock of choice or ETF of choice is VTI. As you can see here today, it's not the best day. It's definitely a down day for the market, but that's besides the point. I necessarily don't care about the price when investing into this, as like I said, I'm going to be a long-term investor. I use Fidelity. I used to use Robinhood. I kind of went to M1 Finance when I was doing the dividend investing part, and then I transferred to Fidelity. This is where I plan on staying. I have 2 accounts, so before I dive into the accounts, my investing is kind of inconsistent right now, and it's a little volatile and put on hold. I'm in the middle of saving for a house and hopefully potentially getting a house within the next year, so I've kind of been putting a hold to some extent and trying to save a really big down payment. So I haven't been doing the maxing out, but I do plan on maxing out my Roth by the end of the year, mainly in November, December. I might just do a lump sum and try to hit that limit. For anybody who doesn't know what a Roth IRA, it's just a type of retirement account where you can put after-tax contributions and your money can grow tax-free, and you can withdraw tax-free without penalty after, I think, the age of 59. It's between 59 and 65. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure, but the important thing is that it's tax-free. So right now my Roth IRA doesn't have anything invested. I only have put, I think, $200 into my Roth at the moment through Fidelity. I'm in the middle of developing what I think I want my asset allocation to be. So right now I just have that invested. I'm going to plan on hitting the limit this year. My individual brokerage account is mainly the one I want to focus on. So this is mainly what my strategy will be in my Roth. What I plan on doing by the end of the year is potentially selling a portion of this. I have a few shares in here that are considered long-term, so I can hit that 15% long-term capital gains tax. So I plan on selling just a portion of this, putting it into the Roth, and then investing whatever the difference is to hit the Roth limit this year. My strategy is to mainly max out my Roth IRA, and then once my Roth IRA is maxed out, I will invest into my taxable brokerage account, which is the one you see here. So right now the value here is, I believe, if I go to positions, sorry about that. Right now the total value is a little bit over $10,000. I'm up 11.79%, as you can see, so not too bad, but today is a pretty big down day. I think I'm going to sell at least half of this and put it into the Roth, and then come November or December, I will probably fill in the rest to hit the $7,000 limit. I was thinking about what I want my allocation to be in the Roth, and right now I'm a little bit torn. For sure, I want VTI. I was thinking I was going to do 75 or 80% VTI, and then the remaining 20% I would maybe do some sort of growth stock or some sort of tech-based stock, since I do believe in tech, so maybe something like VGT. I was also considering maybe doing some sort of dividend growth fund or maybe something like SEHD just to raise the overall dividend yield. It would only be, at maximum 10%, so it's not like I'm targeting dividends by any means, but I think it could be a good strategy. I don't know whether or not I want to put VGT in the Roth or in the individual, but for sure I'm going to be doing VTI and another sort of ETF within that spectrum. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to drop that in the comments. I'd definitely be interested in hearing that. So I thought I'd actually go over VTI. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's a Vanguard-based ETF that tracks the total stock market. It's not S&P 500 based. It's literally the entire stock market. So it has small caps, medium caps, and large caps. And as you can see here, I'm on the Morningstar website. I'm looking at the total returns. I thought I'd just show kind of the power of VTI, as it's a pretty good investment to have. As you can see, the total percentage return over the past year, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year, and 15-year is right here. So 19.6, 7.41 for 3 years, 14% for 5 years, 12 for 10 years, and then about 14% for 15 years. So it does hit market returns slightly above. It should, as it's tracking the entire stock market. It's super diversified, so that's why I plan on just putting it in my Roth. You really don't have to put much effort into planning when you're investing in this. The other good thing I like about Vanguard is their ETFs tend to be a little bit more cheaper compared to things like SPY, and their expense ratios are definitely more cheaper. I believe the expense ratio for this one is 0.03%. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think this page shows it. I might have to do more research. But relatively cheap expense ratios. I was going to just show what potentially the investment returns could be like starting today with a Roth. So I'm going to just choose a more conservative number. So I'm going to go with 9%. I feel like it's a pretty fair number to go considering, the past year was almost at 20. 15 years it's at about 14, and then 10 years at 12. So we'll do 9%. So here I just have an investment calculator up. I was kind of playing around with it, as you can see, but I'm going to put the compounding to 30 years. So, what is that, 2054? So 30 years of compounding interest. I think I'd be 55. I don't know. I'm bad at simple math in my head. But anyways, rate of return I'll put at 9%. My initial investment will be $7,000. Well, actually, I'll do $7,200. I have $200 already in the Roth for the previous year, and then I'll do $7,000 for the limit for this year. So on December 31st, I should have this at least invested. Additional investment, I'm going to do $7,000 as that's the maximum per year. I'll leave the inflation. I'm going to leave the tax rate as 0, as there won't be any tax since it's already after tax, and it's going to compound tax free. If I do that and I hit calculate, as you can see, 1.135 million after 30 years. Pretty solid. My Roth IRA is just going to be one aspect of my retirement, and I think the compounding is what the true power is, especially with VTI. This doesn't factor in the true accurate performance of VTI, as this is a pretty conservative number. But as you can see, in terms of actual invested capital, you really only put in $217,000, and a big part of it is the interest and the compound interest that comes along with just reinvesting the dividends and all that time over the 30-year period. So that's where the true power comes from. This number could very well be much higher. Obviously, there comes risk with investment, so it could be lower. But just a little sneak preview. That's the reason why I invest in VTI. You can do more research into it, but it's definitely a great overall ETF. For anybody wondering, I don't plan on doing international in my Roth IRA. This was just something to throw in there for now. This isn't my normal taxable. But if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. This is my strategy. So from a high level, my Roth IRA, I plan on doing VTI, probably 80% allocation, and then the 20% I'm still undecided on. I'm thinking either a tech or some sort of dividend ETF. So feel free to please let me know any recommendations there if you have experience with this. I'd love to hear what your financial strategies are. I know I was kind of jumping around throughout this video, but this is my first video, so hopefully it was informative or entertaining to some aspect, and feel free to leave any constructive criticism. And thank you for clicking on the video. If you enjoyed, feel free to hit the like, and like I said, leave a comment. I do enjoy talking about finance to people, so I think that's pretty much it, and have a good day.